Welcome to the Lion's Call Potato Boats tutorial. Today we'll show you how to make your very own Dawn Shredders using twice baked potatoes. So step into your galley and follow along. To begin, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Then take your potatoes and poke holes in the skins. This is to allow steam to escape while they're cooking in the oven. We're using 3 potatoes here, but you can use as many potatoes as you need and adjust the other ingredients as necessary. Once you've poked your potatoes, wrap each one in aluminum foil and place them in the oven. You want to allow them to cook for about an hour, perhaps more, perhaps less, depending on your potatoes. You'll know they are ready when they are tender when you poke them again with a fork. Let your potatoes cool for at least 15 minutes. While they are cooling, make 1/4-inch slices of cheese. You will always want 2 slices of cheese for each half potato that you will turn into a boat, 1 for the bow and 1 for the stern. To form the bow of your ship, you're going to want to carve out a dragon's head. We didn't follow any kind of template for this, but what we did do was freehand it as we went. We started off with the horns and then curved down the back, and then formed some spiny ridges going downward. Going back to the front, we formed the front jaw and then a space between the 2 jaws for an open mouth sort of design. Brought the jaw back up to the neck and then curved the neck back downward. Set aside your cheese scraps. We'll use them later. To fashion the stern, we imagined a sort of curly-Q design inspired more by the illustrations from the book. The shape you'll want to make is somewhat of a rounded hat with a bit of a notch in the bottom, if that makes any sense. And then simply cut out a circle in the middle. This will make more sense once you assemble the entire boat. Rinse, wash, and repeat this cycle as many times as you need so that you have all the bows and sterns ready for your boats. As the video progresses, you'll see that each of our dragon heads looks somewhat different. Feel free to go with whatever dragon head design you want. Make them different, make them all the same. It's all up to you. Once your bows and sterns are done, carefully grate your cheese scraps and set them to the side. The amount of cheese we've got here is about 1/3 of a cup to a 1/2 cup. Now take your potatoes and slice them in half. Then, using a spoon, gently scoop or scrape most of the insides out of the potato into a separate bowl. You'll still want to leave a ridge, probably even thicker than what we used here, in order to give your potato structure and allow the bow and stern to stick in a bit later. Once you've done that, mash up all the potato flesh until it is relatively smooth. Now it's time to add the rest of your potato filling. Everyone's got a different idea of what they like in their potatoes, so feel free to deviate from what we've got here. But for your reference, here's what we used. There's about 3 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of cream cheese, all the cheese scraps from our bows and sterns, 3 slices of bacon, crumbled, some chives, and 1/3 cup of sour cream. Mix all of these together until you've got a smooth and creamy texture. Set your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, fill your potatoes. You can do this any way you like, either a really fancy way with a piping bag, or simply dumping the mixture straight into the potato skins, or something like what we have here, where it's kind of in the middle, using 2 spoons to sort of roll it into shape. Bake your potatoes for approximately 30 minutes in the oven, or until the filling has become a light golden brown. The final detail you'll need to prepare is the sail. We chose to make ours with red cabbage so that we could get both that iconic purple color and also make it edible. But if you don't have this available to you or you don't like red cabbage, you can use other vegetables sliced really thin, such as cucumber, or even go with something like purple construction paper. Begin by cutting 2.5-inch long pieces of red cabbage. Then, using a fork, gently poke one prong through the cabbage at the top and bottom. Using a skewer or spaghetti noodle, thread your chosen mast through the holes that you've just poked in your cabbage. Repeat these steps to make as many masts as you will need for your boats. As a note, we found it easier to work with pieces of cabbage that were thinner and softer rather than thicker. Thicker pieces of cabbage are easier to rip and tear than to simply poke a hole through. The last bit of prep work you'll need to do is to plant toothpicks or spaghetti noodles into your cheese pieces. This is to help the cheese stand up in the potato boats. At last we reach the final step, the assembly of your potato boats. While you can of course display the potato all by itself, you could consider setting sail on a sea of chili or salad, or as we have here, a bit of red cabbage and some pulled pork. In any case, you will want to place your cheese bow and stern in place at the front and back of your potato and plant your sail right in the middle. We hope you've enjoyed our tutorial for Dawn Treader potato boats. From all of us at the Lion's Call, bon voyage and bon appetit!